Good evening. Welcome back to our channel. I'm Gabs, one half of Slip Slip Sis. It is January 31st and it's about 8:30 in the evening. I initially planned to record all this with much better lighting in my classroom after school when I was done working. However, there's a strange beeping noise in my classroom every time I record. Like, I can't hear it in my classroom when my camera's not going, but when I press play and then I talk in it, there's this squealing noise in my room. It must be feedback from something, but I don't know what it is. So that's where we are. It's not my printer, it's not the Recordex, and it's not the laptop. So, and I had one of my students test it and like record something quick on their phone, and they don't have the squealing noise. I have the squealing noise, which you're going to be like, then it's your phone. But it's not, because I tried recording at home, like this video right now, and there is no squealing noise. So I don't know what it is. But welcome to our channel. I'm Gabs. And this is my 14-day Advent by Ciara Mosquito of Hoop to Hoop Embroidery. And it is a series of hearts. So my husband drew this for me. It is her pattern, and he traced it. He put it on top of a plastic box and used like one of our kind of industrial lights, and he traced it all for me, and I think it looks awesome. We have been trying to figure out how to, if we want to invest in printing, to be able to print on fabric. I know you can do it with an inkjet printer. We don't have an inkjet printer. And I think you can do it with a Cricut, but we don't have a Cricut either. And I only embroider like 3 times a year, so is it worth the money in the Cricut? I don't know. But it is a 14-day Advent, so starting tomorrow, February 1st, you do one of these hearts a day, just like I did for Advent in December. So I wanted to show you my hoop, and I have all of my colors in this bag. I don't know if you can see them. They're all different kinds of pinks. I'll pop in a better shot of it. It's awesome. I'm excited. She does a live every single day on her Instagram to teach you how to do the stitches. So each of them are different. Day 1, I've already looked at it because I have the pattern. You can still buy the pattern. I don't think you can still buy the kits. She also sold kits. The pattern was, I think, $9 or $10. I did have a discount code because you get one for like being a repeat buyer, because I bought her Advent. So I think it was like maybe $9. And then the kit, if you want to purchase the kit, I think is like $30 with shipping or what have you. She ships out of Utah, which is in the United States. I realize that I wish more people would tell me where companies were based. So if I fell in love with something, but then it turns out it ships from like England, then I can modulate my expectations of if I want to pay for shipping. So she ships from Utah in the United States. And I've purchased her kits before. That was what I purchased first. It was you get a hoop. She prints on the fabric. You don't have to freehand. You don't have to draw it or trace it. So you get the fabric. You get a needle. I think you have the option if you want a paper or digital download. I have the digital download, and I just print what I need. And then you get all of the different floss, the embroidery floss. I got my floss from a variety of different places. One of them was one of the kits for my kids, my actual kids, not my students. Some was, I think, hand-me-downs from More. That's my best friend's grandma. And I think some I got off of Amazon. So I've got all these cute colors. And I very sophisticatedly used, it's a cut-up Cheez-Its box. Because you can get these on Amazon, or you can also get really nice like plastic bobbins, but I'm not that fancy and I only embroider like twice a year, so I cut up a Cheez-It box. This one's already not going that good, but so I will see you all tomorrow for day 1.
morning. It is February 3rd. I am running multiple Crafts with Me vlogs at the same time, so I'm realizing I have to check in separately on the different items. So, checking in for my hoop to hoop embroidery. I'm on day 3. I haven't started day 3 yet. Can't find the pattern in my Etsy downloads. I think I'm having trouble with it. My husband says he can find it, so hopefully he'll help me out with it. I think it'll be fine, honestly. Just having trouble with it on my phone. Day 1 was French knots, and I really like making French knots. Yeah, I know it's not the fan of everybody, but I really liked the French knots. Day 2 was brick stitch. I do not enjoy brick stitch at all. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's stitches that are staggered that look like bricks, but that means you're like really stressing over like stitch size every stitch, right? So I did it, but it is absolutely not my favorite. And today, because I can't look at the pattern, I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's a lazy daisy, which is also not my favorite stitch. But we'll see. I'm enjoying the pattern. I really like it. I misunderstood. I thought that the designer was going to go live like she does for Advents, but she's not doing that, which is understandable because going live is a lot every single day. It's a lot of work, but I'm disappointed because I wish she was, because I really like stitching along, because I'm a very beginner embroiderist. So kind of need more guidance than if it was just knitting, but that's okay. I'm making it work. Good morning. It is February 6th. Checking in for my hoop to hoop Valentine's Day Advent. I'm supposed to be almost said knitting. I'm supposed to be embroidering day 6 today. However, I am 2 days behind. So I was supposed to do day 4 on February 4th, but that didn't happen because our power went out. And so the whole day at my parents' house, had to come back, super cold, super dark. So, and I'm not skilled enough at embroidery to be able to do it in the dark. Like I could knit and crochet with really low lighting, but I just didn't feel like I could do because it's a sampler, right? It's a embroidery sampler, so it's a new stitch for me. I didn't feel like I could do a new stitch in the dark and it come out as nicely as I wanted it to, without me just getting frustrated and it not looking great. So I skipped February 4th. Then I was like, oh, no problem. Hopefully the power will be back on the 5th and I'll just catch up. Well, power was not on for the majority of February 5th. We lost power for about 36 hours. So it came back on around 8:30 last night, and by that point I had done a bunch of stuff. I did a second workout because it was so cold at the house before the power went on. My daughters and husband had gone to my parents' house, but I still had to work, so it didn't make sense to commute in rush hour both directions to see my girls only for like an hour anyway, and they're coming back this morning. So yeah, that didn't make sense, so I didn't do that. Plus I was super sleepy because the night before with no power, it was cold and the girls were out of sorts, and so they were up a bunch. So I was super tired and didn't want to drive so far because I didn't think I was going to be safe driving that far. It's about an hour and a half in rush hour, so I was like, I'm going to fall asleep. This is not good. So I didn't do my embroidery on February 5th because I watched Ciara's reel, and it also said, she also said it was the hardest stitch of the entire make-along. So I was like, it's a turkey stitch. I have no idea how to do a turkey stitch. The previous day, the 4th, was a reversed chain stitch, which that I kind of know how to do. It looks like knit stitches, so I've done it once before, but I've never done a turkey stitch. Like, last time the pattern called for the turkey stitch, I just didn't do it because it looked hard and did French knots instead. So I gotta do the turkey stitch. I was hoping the turkey stitch was later on in the make along, but it's not. It was yesterday. So I didn't do it because I didn't want to do a brand new stitch that she said was the hardest and most time consuming stitch in the dark. I have a neck light, so I was knitting and crocheting away. I finished my Black History Month cast on in 5 days. It probably would have been four. Saturday night, which was the 3rd, I had to work, so I didn't get as much knitting as I normally would on the weekend. And then power went out, so it was hard to knit. I had more things we were trying to do. Loaded up a chest freezer, all those things. But as you can tell, the power's back on in our whole neighborhood. I'm kind of scouting to see the debris and stuff like that. The roads have been clear. I'll stay on the sidewalks, don't worry. So today is day 6. So I have 3 hearts that I have to make today. And I do want to stay caught up. So that is my goal, is to do 3 hearts today. It'll be fine because I finished a project. Lots of people were doing whip down in January. I'm also attempting finish it February. So I have 4 more whips. That's it. Well, 5 because my sister mailed me a whip. Like, what the heck, man? It's socks for my youngest. She mailed me her, she mailed them to me because she knit them for her, but I need to pop the heels in. But they shouldn't take that long. I wanted to do them on Sunday night, but the power's out, alas. And I didn't trust myself to be able to pick up the stitches for an afterthought heel with only a neck light. So my magic knot ball got a lot of work done on it because that one's pretty easy, especially because you don't have to go into your, it's a granny chevron, but it's essentially a granny square stitch. So your hook is going into a very large hole because it's a square instead of the actual crochet stitch. So I did that because that was easy. And then I knit because I can knit with my eyes closed. I can also crochet with my eyes closed, but I definitely am not even close to being able to crochet and embroider without looking. Like, no. I don't know if it's possible to embroider without looking. Like, I don't know if that's a skill. Sorry, I heard a truck. Didn't want to get hit by it. I don't know if that's a skill people have. I don't know. I don't sew on my sewing machine without looking too, because I sewed my hand in July of 2019 with my sewing machine. So I always look when I sew on the machine. Huh. Can you embroider without looking? Let me know in the comments. All right, off to red. Good morning. It is February 14th, so it is the last day of my Hoop to Hoop embroidery advent sampler. And here's my honest review of it. I did not love it nearly as much as I love the Christmas ones, and I'm pretty sure it's because there weren't live videos that went with it. I'm just not that skilled at embroidery, so I need a lot more support. And while the designer also did provide reels for it, the reels were sped up. So they didn't, because I think reels are like, you try and fit them in like their 60-second window or whatever. It wasn't happening in real time, so they were sped up and they go so fast. And reels don't seem to have the ability to pause them in the same way that YouTube video does, or to slow down the speed so you can actually learn what is being taught. So I like the pattern, but the make along as a group community part of it wasn't there this time. So, and I've liked her patterns before. Her patterns are really well written, all of those things. I think it was just not what I was looking for. I was imagining it was going to be kind of the same thing as the Christmas one, and it wasn't. So, I think that's just not the, didn't meet my expectations, but the pattern itself is cute. I did do some modifications. I modified, I think it was like day 8. I didn't do the turkey stitch. The designer was great. She helped me, she sent me a flipped video because I'm left-handed. But I just, at that point, I'd kind of like soured on the process. So I was like, I'm not gonna do this. It's better just to do something that I think will look nice, because I spent like 3 hours trying to get it right. And it's like dead center of the pattern. So I ended up doing a simple satin stitch on it. It's fine. It looks better. I'm happier with it. But yeah, it took a while. So then I kind of was like disenchanted with the whole thing, because there weren't daily lives, and the stitch was tricky because because the designer's right-handed, so I kept having to reverse it in my mind. I did look at some YouTube videos, but it was ending up being more of a struggle than I wanted it to be. So yes, I would still buy her Christmas one because she does do the lives. So I would still definitely do that. And then if I like the pattern and the way it looks, I would definitely buy another one. But if I'm buying this one, I was really buying for the community aspect of the lives, and I didn't realize that she wasn't going to do that. So, and the hearts are cute, but I would have bought a different pattern for Valentine's Day that I like better. So that's kind of my review. That pattern's well written. The video tutorials aren't that helpful because the speed is too fast. But that's it. I will finish today's. Today is a stem stitch, which I do need the reel to figure out how to do it. So I'm going to watch it and hopefully get it. If not, I'll have to do some YouTubing. But yes, I don't know. It's supposed to be a sampler. So I know you're supposed to learn a bunch of different stitches, but embroidery does not come as easily to me in learning as knitting and crochet does. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this craft along with me vlog. If you enjoyed it, I will be doing more of these. So subscribe and join us for this making journey. Thanks so much.